Yo, what is good, man? It's your boy Rome DMV. I am here with somebody that, man, let's be real. He's got one of the best battles of all time. You know what I'm saying? Of all time, I repeat, of all time, you can argue top three. You know what I'm saying? He recently got ducked for a chain that he was bound to take. He was ready. Man, shout out to my man Chilla Jones, man. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Zildjian, what's cracking, bro? What's goody?
Not much, man. Not much, man. We out here, man. We out here. So what's going on with you, man? How you been?
I'm good money, man. You know, I'm just getting ready for the title fight, but, you know, trying to stay busy. I got a couple smaller things leading up to it, man, because I'm just bored, man. Like, it's, you know, I'm a quick writer. I'm a quick memorizer. And, like, I don't like waiting, man. You know, December. It's supposed to happen in December, and then it got pushed back to January. Then it got pushed back again. So it's like, I got to keep my pen.
Do you got an official date yet or no?
I think the official date is gonna be announced today. It's gonna be like early March-ish.
Okay.
From what I know, unless something changed after what I was told. But yeah, man. Like I said, I like to stay busy, man. So you know, I gotta stay busy, man. It's too much of a wait. My rounds is done. I'm ready to take that shit, man.
Yeah, I feel you. You start sitting on rounds, you start being like, I can take that out. That's not as crazy. You know what I'm saying? You start picking it apart.
Too much time.
Yeah,
too much
exactly.
time.
You got new references you got to say now. It's like, man, like, yeah, trust me, I understand because I done prepared for battles too. So trust me, I know about the whole getting pushed back. It sucks. Like, it definitely sucks, man. But shout out to Organic, man. Everybody over there, King of the Dot, man. But we talking about Smack Volume 4 today, man. We talking about Smack Volume 4. Man,
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, man. So what was your first impressions when you saw the card? Just your overall first thoughts.
My overall first thoughts, I thought some of the battles, honestly, I thought some of the battles were kind of random, to be honest.
Okay.
I like the main event. I like John and Red. I think that's kind of long overdue. I think they kind of been talking shit to each other back and forth for a little while. So I'm excited to see what they come up with. They're both super consistent. They both know how to strategize for people. Like, they know how to prepare for specific opponents. So that one's gonna be dope. But a lot of the rest of the card, I was like, I felt like I couldn't understand why some of the matchups were happening, but to be honest with you, those a lot of times make for the best battles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt the same way about, like, Pat Stay and Danny Myers. I was like, this matchup is, like, why is this happening? And then it happened, and I was like, oh, shit, that's super fire. You know what I'm saying? I felt the same way about a couple other matchups last year, and they all kind of ended up being super crazy. So that thought process kind of has me excited for this card because I want to see how a lot of these matchups are going to turn out because they're not regular style clashes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you already talked about it a little bit, but let's jump straight into the card, man. So John to Don versus O Red. Who you got winning?
I got John, man, and that's only because I feel like he, especially in a small room, man, like that's where we from, man. You know, from John and Magic to, you know, me and JC, like that era, that class, like small rooms is what we do. And so John knows how to prepare for every opponent. I know that firsthand from standing in front of him. He knows how to analyze a battler and figure out how he's gonna attack them and how he's gonna take away their strengths. O-Red is super potent and fire, especially in the small room. You know, I think he's lightweight, undefeated on the volumes. But I do think John is going to take this 2-1. But I do have that being Battle of the Night on that card right now.
Okay. All right. So my next question, since you got John, my next question is, what does O-Red have to do? O-Red wins this battle if what? Finish that sentence for me.
O-Red wins this battle if he clearly outbars John. And he can do it. You know, if anybody can do it, it's O-Red, because O-Red, his thought process, putting his bars together, he can beat anybody on any given day. We've seen him go against the Big Ks and the Irons, and, you know, he can elevate his pen to any level he needs to, depending on the opponent. I just think John John's versatility is gonna be the deciding factor. But O-Red can win this battle if he brings one of his best bar for bar performances ever to the URL stage.
Okay, because you know O-Red's one of the people that has been on Smack Volume 4, every single one. You know, is O-Red, Rum Nitti, and Twerk. They're the three people that have been on every single Smack Volume. So
right.
I get what you're saying, like how John John's from the small room, but do you think that O-Red battling there 3 times to John John's 1 time, do you think that could take into account anything?
For sure. You know, O-Red kind of knows how that room is going to feel and how to approach that room specifically. You know, what I will say is, you know, speaking to, you know, Nitti having been on every volume car, I think John handled Nitti pretty well. And I think Nitti, bar for bar, is kind of on that, you know, him, Red, you know, a lot of people are kind of on that same level of penmanship and potency and creativity. And so, you know, I think John handling Nitti the way he did is a good idea of how I expect John to be able to handle Red as well.
Okay. Huh. Okay. All right. And then let me ask you this, because I like getting kind of deep into these predictions. You know, I don't do just basic like, who you got winning. All right, next person. You know. So what do you feel like the X factor is for each person going into that battle?
For O-Red, it's definitely penmanship. If for John, it's got to be versatility. If John gets caught up trying to rap with O-Red, I think O-Red can win. O-Red can beat him. I think O-Red bar for bar is better than John the Don. I think he's more consistent. I think he's more creative. But I think where John has to win this battle is going to be everything else on the board. I'm talking angles. I'm talking, you know, energy. I'm talking like John has to do everything else in that room to be O-Red. If he gets caught up trying to go bar for bar and punch for punch and scheme for scheme with O-Red, I think O-Red's going to win that battle, maybe clearly, if John gets caught up in that.
Okay.
You know, and then on the flip side, if O-Red is just, if he has his best bar for bar performance that he's ever had on the URL stage, you know, I think he can beat John no matter how, you know, if John isn't as versatile as he needs to be. So I think those are the X factors, man. I think O-Red needs to be on his A game, pen-wise, bar for bar, and I think John's got to be versatile. If either one of them are slacking in any area, I would expect them to lose.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You hear that, John? You hear that, O-Red? All right. Take notes, man. Take notes from the Kingpin, man. Okay. All right. So what would you rate that battle out of 10? What is your excitement level for that battle out of 10? You can use 0.5s if you need to.
Sure. That one for me probably is an 8.5, I would say.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Consistent. I can't see that being a bad battle. It won't necessarily be the best battle on the card, even though it's my pick. There's a couple other battles that have maybe a higher potential. But as far as like counting on 2 guys who always bring 3 rounds, who always give 110% in that ring, I think you can pretty much bet that that's going to be, if not the best battle of the night, at least probably top 2.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Next up, we got Shotgun Suge versus Rum Nitti, man. How you calling this one? Who's going to win?
I got Nitti. And, you know, I was there for Suge and X Factor. Jean Jacket Suge is amazing. So good. You know, but I was also there for Nitti and Twerk, and you know, that was the battle of the year if they'd have finished that smoothly. You know what I'm saying? And so,
yeah.
Nitti is, I think he learned a lot from the John battle. I think it showed versus Twerk, and Nitti is somebody that can flip the room upside down every 4 bars right now. He's just in that kind of zone. So as dope as Suge is, I feel like he's going to get caught up trying to rap with Nitti, and that's just only a select few of us can really do that. So I got Nitti beating Suge, and I got Nitti winning clearly.
Okay. All right. So you know how we do it. So, man, so Shotgun Suge wins this battle if what?
Shotgun Suge wins this battle if he focuses on aggression over bars. and I mean focuses. I mean, you're going to have to move Nitti all around that ring. You're going to have to sumo him. You're going to have to do whatever you got to do. You have to make him look small. And I feel like that's what Suge did with Mike P. You know, I think Mike P was rapping his ass off all 3 rounds versus Suge, but I feel like Suge just imposed his will, just towered over him. And
all right, so what do you feel are the X factors with Shotgun Suge and Rum Nitti? What do you feel like they each have over the other person?
I feel like for Suge, you know, his aggression is going to be his X factor. I feel like he can kind of bring that at a level that, you know, no matter how aggressive Nitti gets, you know, it's not gonna look the way it's gonna look if Suge does it against him, just because of the size difference. I think on the flip side, you know, Nitti obviously is one of the best pens in the world, and so, you know, unless he's standing in front of a select few, I feel like that's always gonna kind of be Nitty's X factor, or kind of his advantage over people is he can outright pretty much anybody right now, you know, if he's in that zone. So, yeah, you know, Suge, he's gonna have to rely on his aggression. He's gonna have to really kind of take it to that Mike P type of level that you know that he tends to do in the small rooms. He was even pretty aggressive versus X, but I think he's gonna have to be a little more aggressive than that. And then Nitti, you know, if Nitti is on that same type of time he was with Twerk as far as the, you know, the penmanship, you know, I think Nitti will cruise, you know, but I still got Nitti winning this pretty clearly.
Okay, all right, and what kind of rating would you give this battle out of 10?
If the John in red is like a 8.5-ish, I'm going for this one. I'm actually gonna say it's like maybe a 7.5.
Okay.
Only because again, this is kind of one of those matchups that I feel like is an interesting clash. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. It could turn out to be, you know, something crazy, but on paper, you know, I gotta say it's probably a 7.5.
Okay, all right. Next battle we got Arsenal versus Geechee Gotti. Man, who you got winning this one?
This one is tough. My thing is this. I think at this point, Geechee's third is becoming kind of like Hitman's first and Tay-Rock's second. When we, you know, when you're looking at matchups with Geechee on paper, I think a lot of us will just give him the third. Like, we just expect for his third to just be, just, you know, unfuckwittable. You know what I'm saying? And so the question is, can Arsenal win the first 2 rounds versus Geechee? I feel like he can. I don't know if he will. If I gotta choose, I feel like Geechee is riding a lot of momentum coming off the Champion of the Year win. I'm gonna go Geechee 2-1. I don't think it'll be clear. But if I had to guess, I'm gonna say Geechee 2-1, and I feel like, since I know we're gonna get into the X factors, I feel like with Geechee, his third is his third. I feel like with Geechee, his X factor is just gonna be his conviction, man. Like, Geechee just talks that shit in a way where you just feel what the fuck he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He you know, there's other people that do that too, but you know, that's Geechee's strength. Like, you know, when he talks that shit and the way he puts his rhymes, like,
he's one of the best at it.
Yeah, he's if not the best, he's one of the best at, you know, putting a street touch or like a street spin on his pen and his lyricism. And so that's his. The art obviously is the king of disrespect. He's high energy, he's high performance, and so Ars is gonna need a lot of that. You know, I feel like when Shine battled Geechee, I feel like Shine was high energy, high performance. And, you know, even though that, you know, a lot of people have Shine, a lot of people have Geechee, it's kind of debatable. I feel like Ars and Geechee is going to be similar. You know, Ars, if he's not super high performance and super high energy, if he's not vintage Ars like what we saw in the second round versus Twerk in London, if he doesn't have that for all 3 rounds, I got Geechee 2-1. You know, but I feel like Ars needs to be high energy, and you know, Geechee's got to do what he does, man, which is you know, stepping up his pen every battle and keeping that street feel.
Okay, all right. Well, you already kind of said what Arsenal would have to do to win. So, and you already said their X factors. So, what would you rate this battle? What's the rating for this one?
this battle has a lot of potential. I think this battle on paper is I would say this battle on paper is an 8-5. You know, same as John and Red. This battle has a lot of potential. This could also potentially be battle of the night, depending on you know, I think we know what kind of Geechee we're gonna get. I think it's gonna depend on Arse. You know what I'm saying? Arse can either be really good. I thought he was really good versus Twerk, and then I thought he was average versus Hollow in that small room. You know, if that arsenal shows up, Geechee's gonna win. You know, but I say this is probably an 8-5. If I'm rating this 1 out of 10.
Okay, all right. Then we got T-Top versus Clean Paper.
Man, I dislike this battle the most on this entire card.
Really? Okay, all right. Break it down for me. Why?
So my thing is this: to me, it's random. I don't know that Clean and Top have a history, and I'm not saying you even need a history for a battle not to look random. But where's Clean been? What was Clean's last 2 battles on URL?
I mean, he got champion of the night against Young X.
Not yet. Was it Young X?
Yeah, Young X. Yep.
And that was last year?
Yeah, that was last year at the Survivor Series 2 in the DMV.
Okay. And so I just don't know what Clean is going to show up. I know what Top is going to do.
Yeah.
Top is going to have incredible angles. He's going to rap. You know, he did really, really good against Big K last time he was in a small room. We know what Top is going to do. Clean is the X factor here. Clean on 10 is damn near unbeatable, but we don't see him on 10 a lot. And so Clean is one of the funniest people in battle rap. So if he if he mixes the fat jokes with the rapping shit that he likes to do, Clean can do really well. But I don't know if I could bet on that, Rome. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't bet on someone that, you know,
it's so
either
rare,
shows up on 100.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he either shows up on 100 or he shows up on 50, and sometimes he doesn't show up at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally doesn't make the battle. So, you know, if I gotta choose, I'm gonna choose T-Top. You know, but if they're both on 10, if T-Top is at his best, if Clean is at his best, this can be a classic. This can be a classic, but I just don't see that being the case.
Okay.
So
what do you feel like? What do you feel like each of their X factors is?
Clean, it's got to be. I want to see Clean be funny. When Clean battles women, or he battles opponents who are fat, or you know, when there's something that he can attack in a funny way, he's amazing. Yeah. He's amazing. He'll pick you apart the entire round and have the crowd dying. Obviously, he can do that with T-Top. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if Clean is gonna win this battle, it's gonna have to be he's gonna have to make us laugh a lot. Yeah. And I feel like that's kind of how Ill Will beat T-Top. You know what I'm saying? He kind of clowned him for a majority of that battle. Clean is gonna have to do something very similar to what Ill Will did when he battled T-Top. So I think that's going to be Clean's X factor is, you know, can he make us laugh? Yeah. Is he going to try to rap with T-Top and rap all day, or is he going to make us laugh? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For T-Top, it's going to be angles, and Clean has more than enough shit to talk about. So, you know, is T-Top going to be on point with his angles and, you know, break Clean down in a way that we haven't seen? You know, Clean has battled a lot of people. He's battled a lot of top tier battlers, but I don't know that he's ever stood in front of somebody who was able to really, really break him down in a way to make us look at Clean different. And so I feel like Top might be the first person to be able to do that. So, you know, for the X factors, I got Top in his angles, I got Clean in his humor, and again, if they're both on 10, if they're both utilizing their X factors to the best of their ability, Clean can win. I just don't see that happening. So I got T-Top 2-1.
Okay, all right. And what would you rate this battle out of 10?
It's another 8. But the potential is through the roof.
Okay.
If they're both on 10, this is another battle that could be battle of the night. But all the battles on the card, this one is the least likely, to me,
Yeah.
where both battlers will be at 100%.
Okay. All right. We'll remember that for the next predictions that we do. You know what I'm saying? I'll remember that if it ends up being, or if it ends up being the best battle of the night. We gonna see.
Hey, yeah, no, we could definitely chop it up after the event and compare. You know what I'm saying? The before and afters. I would love to be wrong about a lot of these battles, especially this one. I would love to be wrong, bro. I would love it if Clean came on 10 and T-Top was on 10 and they had battle of the night and one of them wins champion of the night. I would love it. Clean at his best is one of the best in the world, man, and I would love to see it. I wish he was like that every battle, so I hope that I'm wrong.
Okay. All right. And then next up, man, we got Charlie Clips versus New Jersey Twerk.
Twerk 30.
All right, are you gonna break it down? It sounded like it was kind of a.
I don't think Clips cares anymore, man. And it's, kind of the same way I feel about Clean. I don't think Clean cares anymore either, but for different reasons. I think Clean just has a lot going on in his life. He's in the streets. He's doing what he does. Clips, on the other hand, he has a lot going on. You know, he's doing the flex freestyles. He's on Wild 'N Out. He's, putting out projects with the black team. Like Clips, has elevated from battle rap into something totally different, where if battle rap didn't exist tomorrow, Clips would still, have a lot of shit going on, and a lot of battlers wouldn't.
Yeah.
And so this would be the perfect battle for Clips to make a statement, and for Clips to come back and kind of remind everybody what he's capable of. But I felt the same way when he battled Nitti. That was a situation where Clips could have reminded us of his greatness, and he didn't do that. I felt the same way versus Av. He could have reminded us of his greatness, and he didn't do that either. And so I don't think he's gonna do that against Twerk. I don't think so. And I think even if Twerk doesn't show up on 10, he should win this battle easily.
Okay. You ain't hear that, Twerk. You better be on 100. But yeah, I get what you said, though. I get what you said.
Yeah, he should win it easily. But the flip side is this, Rome. If these two are on 10, it could be a battle of the year, easily. Clips on 10 is
scary,
godlike.
Yeah,
Scott and Twerk on 10 is godlike. And so, it's unstoppable force, immovable object. I felt the same way about Twerk and Nitti. Nitti on 10 and Twerk on 10 is battle of the year potential, and that's exactly what they almost pulled off.
Yeah.
And Clips and Twerk can be a very similar situation if they are both on 10.
Yeah.
I think Twerk is likely to be on 10 than Clips is. And I don't know that either one will be on 10, but I feel like Twerk on 7 is better than Clips on 7. I feel like Twerk on 6 is better than Clips on 6. And so I just feel like for Clips to win, I guess this will be the X factor for Clips to win.
Yeah.
He has to care more than Twerk in this battle.
That's gonna be hard for him to do.
I don't think he will, because if you look at Twerk's history, Twerk shows up against the people who.
Yep.
The people he grew up watching, right? So JC is one of his favorites ever. He showed up with, right? Arsenal is one of his favorites. He showed up against Arsenal. So the people that Twerk came up watching on Smack, the people that, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He looked up to at one point or watched for years. He stands in front of these niggas with a different type of motivation.
Yep.
Then, obviously he stood in front of Wavy, and it was like, okay, he was okay, but then you got to think about it. It was Wavy. He doesn't idolize Wavy. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Wavy doesn't move his pen, and that's no disrespect to Wavy, but that's just reality. You know what I'm saying? And so when Twerk doesn't show up, we understand why Twerk doesn't show up against Wavy. We understand why shit like that happens. But when he battles the Clipses, the Arsenals, the JCs, you know what I'm saying? Whenever he gets the K-Rocks, fans, and whenever those battles happen, I'm expecting for Twerk to show up and show out. And so I think he's gonna show up and show out against Clips. I think he's gonna win this battle easily 2-1 at least.
Okay, all right. And then what would you rate this battle right here? What's your excitement level?
I'm gonna say this one is a 8.5.
Okay.
8.5.
All right. Fair enough. Okay, and then we got, last but not least, man, two of your ex-writers block brothers, Chef Trez and Danny Myers, man. Who you got taking this one?
This is the one for me. This is the one. This is the battle, even though it's at the bottom of the flyer, the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Okay.
Of all of the battles. And it's not because they're the biggest names. It's not because they're ex-writers block. It's because, to me, these, besides John and Red, this is the only matchup where you have two battlers who always bring 110%.
Yeah.
He's going to show up, he's going to have 3 rounds, and he's going to go for the kill. Danny is great in small rooms. He was dope against Shine, and he's going to be dope against Trez. Trez is coming off a career performance against Loso.
Yeah.
And I think Trez has finally figured it out. He's finally figured out how to balance his pen and his rebuttals. He's figured out how to channel a certain type of energy, like some of the shit he was saying with Loso about, you rely on a good book. My people trying not to get booked. Like all that type of shit. That pain that he was channeling for those bars.
Yeah.
He's figured it out. He's figured it out how to take that and have it translate to a crowd.
Yeah.
And so if that Trez shows up against the Danny who battled Shine, man, this is gonna be the battle of the night. This is my pick for battle of the night. Chef Trez and Danny. I got Danny edging this 2-1. The X factors being Trez has to rock the room at least twice with rebuttals. I think Danny's pen is better than Trez, and so Trez is going to need a little extra on the freestyle side to even things out. So for Trez, his X factor is going to be the freestyling and the rebuttaling. On Danny's side, he's actually been freestyling and rebuttaling a little bit too in some of his recent battles, which is dope to see Danny still growing and evolving as a battler. I don't know what Danny's X factor is going to be honest, because I feel like he's so consistent at what he does.
Yeah, it's the same Danny.
I don't know what he need. I don't know that he needs to do anything different.
I feel like if anything, Danny's louder than Chef Trez. He's got better, voice projection.
True that. And that's important in a small room, man, because that has a lot to do with controlling the room and everything like that. And so that's definitely Danny's advantage over Trez. If he can use his projection and his energy to overwhelm Trez, he'll definitely have an easier road to the victory. But I'm really excited about this battle. I'm glad they decided to do it.
What you rating it, man?
Man, this one to me is a 9. To me, it's the one I'm looking forward to the most, and it's the one, if I had to bet on one battle to be the most competitive, back and forth, exciting to watch battle. Yeah. This is the one that I would bet on. I would bet on this, or I would bet on John and Red. but I'm betting on Trez and Danny to be the battle of the night.
Okay. All right. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. So overall, what would you rate this card, Smack Volume 4?
So to put it in perspective, I would rate Volume 3 probably. I thought Volume 3 was a really good card. I would rate Volume 3 a 9.
Like on paper, though. On paper.
Well, no, on paper.
Okay.
I would rate Volume 3 a 9.
Okay.
And that's just saying that in perspective to Volume 4. So I would
Gotcha.
rate Volume 4 on paper. I would rate Volume 4 an 8.
Okay. Got you.
It's like Volume 3 on paper is a more exciting card. However, I think the tricky thing about this, and I don't know if URL planned it this way, but it's really, really smart if you think about it. Volume 4, I feel like the feedback for it was like, you know, we don't understand some of these matchups. I don't know what's going on. A lot of people are confused. You look at Volume 3, there's a lot of matchups that made sense. Nitti and Twerk makes sense. Iron and Red makes sense. K-Shine and Geechee, Champion of the Year, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the battles made sense to be happening when they were happening. And a lot of the Volume 4 ones don't. The tricky part about that is it lowers a lot of people's expectations. We look at Clips and Twerk and be like, I don't think Clips is going to show up. So imagine Clips shows up and he's actually on 10. Then it's like, whoa, this battle came out of nowhere. Clips and Twerk was amazing.
Yeah.
Or say Clips shows up and he's on 10. Whoa, this battle came out of nowhere. Top and Clean was in-fucking-credible. Say Arsenal and Geechee, and Arsenal is the best Arsenal we've seen in 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Arsenal and Geechee was out of this world. So they've kind of set it up to where we're looking at this card and we're like, man, this could be a disaster. This could be a really regular card compared to the other 3 volumes. So our expectations are low. And so if every battler on this card shows up, this can be better than Volume 3.
Okay. All right.
This can end up being a better event than Volume 3. We're not, I don't think anybody's expecting it to be. And I think that's a dangerously good thing for URL, because if these battles end up going off really, really well,
Yeah.
then it's like they look like geniuses. You know what I'm saying? They look like absolute geniuses. And so I think that's the dope part about this card is we don't know what to expect from maybe 4 or 5 of these matchups. We know John and Red is going to be a good battle because they're consistent. We know Danny and Trez is going to be a good battle because they're consistent. And nothing else is guaranteed.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. No, that was a good breakdown. I like that. Okay. So, all right. So let's talk up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Also, aside from Smack Volume 4, man, we got Band Legacy going down February 22nd through the 24th, man. We got some one-offs that we're going to talk about, man. So, day one, Riggs versus Lou Castro. Who you got?
Riggs versus Lou Castro. I got Lou Castro. And I think Lou might even be the underdog in this, but I've been seeing a lot of Lou's recent performances.
Yeah.
I was with Lou Castro in Austin this past summer. He had a really good performance out there. I saw Lou Castro recently in a Gates of the Garden battle where he destroyed somebody in a one-rounder.
Yeah.
Lou Castro is somebody else that I feel like is finally figuring it out. And if you're familiar with Twerk and Twerk's roots, if you've ever seen that battle, or if you've ever seen you know, the history of Lou Castro, you can see how he's evolving. I feel like he's evolving the same way we watched Twerk evolve. And so, you know, I think Lou Castro is going to win this in an upset. I think a lot of people are high on Riggs. You know, Riggs has made a lot of noise in bullpen, and you know, is finally jumping over to URL to make some noise. And he's got bullpen behind him, and you know, I feel like everybody is thinking that Riggs is going to walk through Lou, and he ain't. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
Riggs is dope, but I got Lou Castro in this battle 2-1.
All right. And then the one-off on day 2, we got Cuban versus Young Grizz.
I got Cuban. Cuban's one of my favorites of the newer guys. Somebody who's still getting better, still growing. Grizz is also very fire. And if this was happening, Rome, on like a traffic or an initiation, if this was happening out west, I would go with Grizz. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the battle is going to be that close that some type of home field advantage like that would really make the difference. It's going to make, one of these guys, it's going to make Cuban more comfortable, I feel like. The fact that the battle is on the East Coast. The battle on the West Coast, I would edge to Grizz. They're both really dope, though, and I think this battle can be the best battle of all the one-offs. But I'm going with Cuban 2-1. I think he's ready to be kind of the front face of the newer class of the PGs, man. Cuban's pen is really good, and he's high energy.
Okay. All right. And then day 3, man. Day 3, the one off for day 3, we got Squeako versus Moon. How you calling that one?
This one is tough, man. Obviously Squeako is gonna Squeako's from Virginia, right?
Yep.
Is Moon from Virginia?
Yep.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I got Moon, man. I think I've just seen, I think Moon at his best is better than Squeako at his best, but I will say that Squeako has a lot more to prove. I haven't seen a ton of Squeako battles, but I think Squeako is dope. And Squeako definitely has a name in that area, just like Moon. And so, maybe we'll see a career performance from Squeako, and he'll take the battle. But if I'm a betting man and I got to put my money up, I got to go with Moon, man. Like him and Holmesy, I still check out from time to time. That's one of my favorite battles from the newer class in the past couple of years. I got to go with Moon, man. I got to go with Moon.
Okay. All right, fair enough, man, fair enough. Well, hey, that was a dope breakdown, man. Shout out to doing all these predictions, man. You know what I'm saying? It was really dope. Is there anything else you want to tell the people before we get out of here, man? I saw the announcement, you know what I'm saying? Because you guys don't know, Chilla Jones does even his interviews in schemes, man. He does part of it one day, part of it another day, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when we started this interview, it wasn't announced, but now it's announced. So let's talk about it real quick, man. What's going down?
It's happening, man. March 3rd, World Domination 8, London, England. Chilla Jones versus Head Ice. The rescheduled title match is back on March 3rd, man. Also, Arsenal versus Soul announced for that card, which is also going to be crazy. Yeah, man. But like I said, my rounds is ready, Rome. Like, if the battle was tomorrow, I'd suit up and be good to go. I'm just acting, man. I'm ready to rap. Win, lose, or draw. I'm ready to get these rounds off and let it be what it's going to be, man. So, I'm super excited for it.
It's gonna be lit, man. Especially if you win that joint. Ooh, it's gonna be game changing right there.
It's definitely gonna be lit, man. But we'll see. Anything can happen, man. And so, luckily, when I was down at Volume 3, I got to talk to the powers that be at URL a little bit, and depending on how this match goes, you might see me sooner or later. Against some good names on URL.
So it's pretty much if you lose, then.
If I lose, you'll see me pop up over there a little bit.
Yeah, because if you win, it's kind of a weird situation, isn't it? Doesn't it become like
Yeah, if I win, it'll be a weird situation because usually King of the Dot champs aren't on the URL side of things.
Yeah, you can only battle on King of the Dot, so.
Yeah, that's generally how it is. I'm not sure that's how it'll be with me, but even if you see me pop up on other leagues like RBE or something international, you probably won't see me pop up on URL with the chain. But you never know, man. I would love to have that opportunity to do a URL battle as King of the Dot champ. I think that would be historic.
Yeah, it would. You just came out rocking a King of the Dot chain, organic pop up behind you. Oh man, that'd be crazy.
I would be super controversial. It would be historic. It would be a win for all parties involved. I think it would be dope, but you know, I understand the business and the politics of it are bigger than that, and that's probably unlikely. But I would love to make something like that happen, to be real. But
yeah, man.
You know, we'll see. 2019 is already off to a crazy start, so I guess you never know.
Oh yeah, big time, big time. Okay, all right, man. Well, hey, man. Shout out to you. Is there anyone you want to shout out, man?
Hey, my goddamn self, man.
Hey,
that's really all, man. But salute to everybody listening. Salute to Rum DMV. Salute to everybody supporting me on the road to the chain. And, you know, just be on the lookout, man. www.chillajones.com. Hit me up on Twitter at ChillaJones, Instagram ChillaJones. You know, we out here. And, you know, 2019 gonna be a very good year, man. I felt a little slighted watching the Champion of the Year ceremonies. You know what I'm saying? So
for the second time, but, you know.
Hey, man. Yo, and it's so funny because after the 2017, you know, ceremony voting and all of that, you know, Jay Black was like, yo, I can't believe Chilla Jones wasn't on this list.
You didn't make it again, yeah.
Joe Nye, Mac, Charlie Clips, John the Don, Mad Flex. He had a Australia battle against the top Australian, and we somehow still didn't put Chilla Jones on this list for some reason. And then 2018 came, and, you know, the same goddamn thing happened. We put Bill Collector at number 20 on the list, and don't get me wrong, I think that's well deserving. Bill Collector is my man, for real.
Yeah.
And so I'm not mad at that, but me and Bill have kind of been on the same mission. You know what I'm saying? I did 17 battles last year. I also had a Battle of the Year candidate. I also, you know, obviously was a #1 contender for the King of the Dot title match.
Yep.
I obviously have probably 8 or 9 30 balls last year. I won Champion of the Night in Toledo at an event that Champion hosted and judged.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't understand how all of that seemed to have gotten overlooked or disregarded. Like, I understand by the fans, because fans are going to follow who they want to follow. But as analysts and as bloggers, I couldn't understand how my run kind of got overlooked. But
listen, man, if I'm on the channel, if I'm on the panel next year, I got you, man. Don't worry, man. I'm gonna have a voice, man.
You know what I'm gonna do, Rome? I'm gonna just make it impossible for niggas to forget me this year. I understand what I have to do that. I understand how I have to be publicly. I can no longer be this cool, laid back, humble ass individual, because that seems not to be respected as much. And so if I have to state my claims and I have to make people pay attention, and that's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna do things in 2019 a little different, starting with the title match.
Okay. All right, sounds good, man. Sounds good. Well, you guys heard it first, man. Shout out to Chilla Jones, man. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video, man. Rome wasn't built in a day. Peace.